Dear Libra, beautiful soul of balance and grace, what if I told you that the next big surprise you've been waiting for is already in motion and the universe has chosen this exact moment to confirm it to you? This isn't just another horoscope reading. This is a divine checkpoint. A moment of alignment. A whisper from the stars that says, you are seen. You are ready. And something life-altering is coming for you starting tomorrow, November 1st, 2025. Welcome to Zodiac Whisper Tarot, your sacred space for clarity, healing, and alignment. Here, we don't just read the stars, we listen to them. And today, Libra, they are speaking directly to you. Loudly. Clearly. Powerfully. It's no coincidence that you found this video. Perhaps you were scrolling aimlessly. Perhaps something, a thought, a sign, a nudge brought you here. But I believe this moment is sacred. In the grand orchestration of divine timing, the universe has led you to this very reading because your energy is resonating with something extraordinary that's about to unfold. As November begins, your sign ruled by Venus, the planet of justice, beauty, and divine reciprocity, is entering a vibrational portal where your past efforts, your quiet contributions, and your inner balance are about to be recognized in ways you never imagined. There is someone powerful, someone with influence who has seen what others have ignored. You've been working in the background, keeping peace, holding space, and giving more than you've taken. And now, Libra, now it's your turn to receive. But here's the deeper truth: this surprise isn't coming out of nowhere. It is the result of everything you've silently endured, every time you chose harmony over chaos, every moment you stayed soft in a world that tried to harden you. And the energy around you today is unmistakable. The cards are pulsing with clarity. A new path is emerging, one where your voice is no longer hidden, your wisdom no longer dismissed, and your light no longer dimmed to make others comfortable. You are being invited into a new circle, a place where your presence will not only be welcomed, but essential. So take a deep breath. You didn't just click on a video. You stepped into a spiritual download. I want to take a moment to sincerely thank you for being here. For every like, every comment, every subscription you've offered to this space, we are not just building a channel. We're building a community. A soul family. And your presence helps us continue to bring forward messages that heal, empower, and awaken. But don't go anywhere. Libra, you will want to stay with me until the very end of this message, because what the universe is revealing today is nothing short of remarkable. And I promise, by the end of this video, something inside you will shift. Now, before we move into the reading, I want to invite you to anchor this energy by dropping a comment below with the first number that comes to your mind. Whether it's 11, 12, 12, 777, or something unique to you, write it down. Let it serve as a declaration that you are ready to receive what's yours. So tell me, my faithful Libra friends, what brought you here today? What sign, what silence, what subtle divine whisper called you to click? Let's find out why. There are moments in our journey when something or someone begins to align in the unseen, and though we may not notice it right away, there's a subtle shift. Libra, what's unfolding for you right now is not just coincidence, it's a convergence of effort, timing, and cosmic attention. As we saw in the cards, the Empress and the Ace of Pentacles together form a rare and powerful pairing. It's a message not only of abundance, but of being chosen, seen by someone who holds substantial influence. This is not a stranger passing through your orbit, This is a soul with vision, clarity, and a platform, and they've noticed something in you that others have consistently overlooked. You might be wondering why now? Why you? The truth is, you've been preparing for this for much longer than you realize. While others may have pursued visibility, you've quietly invested in value. You've cultivated fairness in places full of imbalance, and brought grace into moments where chaos reigned. This observer has recognized your ability to bring harmony to disorder, to offer clarity without ego, and to lead not by domination but by quiet example. Astrologically, this is a moment rooted in profound activation. Venus, your ruling planet, is harmoniously interacting with Saturn placement that invites grounded blessings. Venus asks us to soften, to connect, to beautify. Saturn demands structure, maturity, and responsibility. When they form a sextile like this, it's a sacred invitation to step into a role that blends both grace and leadership. The kind of energy where your presence doesn't just inspire, it transforms. This planetary alignment acts as a cosmic contract, a nod from the universe saying, "Yes, Libra. It's your time." But let's bring this into real life. Perhaps you've experienced seasons where your gifts of diplomacy, fairness, and emotional intelligence were dismissed as softness or worse, as weakness. And yet, quietly, you kept doing what you do best, holding space for others, choosing peace, elevating conversations instead of winning arguments. The person coming toward you doesn't see your temperament as passivity. They see it as mastery. And that distinction will change everything. There's a whisper here of legacy, not just success, but contribution. You're being invited into an inner circle, yes. But not to obey. You are being called into balance, to redefine, to help rebuild something greater. This could manifest as a business collaboration, a mentorship, or even a powerful partnership that realigns your path. And it's not because you sought it out. It's because your energy spoke for you before you ever had to. In this space, let's remember, doors that matter rarely open with noise. Often, it's the still, quiet opportunities, the ones that come in moments of surrender, not striving, that hold the most divine potential. And for those of us who carry deep faith, we might see this as one of those sacred timings where what you've sown in private begins to blossom in public. Many of us pray in silence while juggling life's noise. But when grace answers, it rarely shouts, it gently knocks. And Libra, that knock is at your door. This is not the time to shrink or question whether you're qualified. That mindset belongs to an old chapter. This is about being ready, not being perfect. And if you've been searching for a sign that says it's okay to walk through the door being held open for you, this is it. So if your heart stirs even a little right now, take it seriously. Reflect on the areas in your life where you've been undervalued, yet never stopped showing up. Because someone powerful saw it. And they're coming not just with recognition but with opportunity. Before we move on, I encourage you to anchor this moment by leaving a comment below with a number that feels sacred to you right now. It could be 3, 21, or 999. Don't overthink it. Just let your intuition speak. Consider it your response to the whisper that brought you here and the quiet promise that you are already being seen. Something begins to shift when you finally realize you no longer need to shrink to fit into rooms that were never designed to honor your full presence. Libra, as we continue into this unfolding journey, the cards 10 of Pentacles and 3 of Pentacles are painting a story of not just visibility, but ascension. You are no longer the one supporting quietly from behind the scenes. This is the chapter where you are called forward not for recognition alone, but for collaboration, for impact, and for legacy. You're stepping into spaces where your energy is not just accepted, it's required. What makes this moment so profound isn't simply that others begin to notice you. It's that you begin to see yourself differently. There's a calm strength in knowing that your value has never depended on a title, applause, or validation. And now, you're being guided into a structure both material and relational where your inner worth is not only acknowledged, but trusted. This is a sacred shift from being useful to being essential. Energetically, this aligns with something far greater than the surface of opportunity. The number 11 rising from today's date, November 1st, 2025, is what numerologists call a master number. It represents intuition, insight, and spiritual activation. But when we bring that into the real world, it's a symbol of alignment, when your inner world and your outer experience finally begin to reflect each other. It's a gateway number one that doesn't just predict change, but facilitates it. And what you're walking into now, Libra, is the kind of financial, emotional, and social environment that echoes your deeper truth. From an astrological lens, we're in a moment where the planetary architecture is ripe for long-term stability, especially for air signs who've spent months, even years, negotiating with inner tension. Your ruling planet Venus continues to illuminate the blueprint of refined expansion, less about chasing growth, and more about allowing the right opportunities to see you as you are. No more code switching. No more apologizing for your peacekeeping nature. This is the time when your wisdom in diplomacy, your gift in sensing imbalance and realigning it with grace, becomes a currency all its own. In practical terms, this could show up as a new role where your voice holds more weight, a community that finally values your vision, or a financial pathway opening where your effort begins to yield real, tangible reward. Think of the Three of Pentacles as teamwork born out of genuine respect, where each person shows up not to compete, but to co-create. And the Ten of Pentacles reminds you that this isn't about quick wins. It's about building something that endures, something that blesses not just you, but those around you for years to come. If your heart has been craving stability, not just money, but meaningful contribution, this energy is speaking directly to that desire. There's something healing, even sacred, about being allowed to be fully yourself while also being deeply supported. Many people go through life having to trade authenticity for security. You, dear Libra, are entering a phase where you no longer have to choose. Perhaps you've heard stories, maybe in faith circles or everyday life, about people who were seen just when they were about to give up. Someone came along. A door opened. A quiet prayer was answered, not by thunder, but by a phone call, an email, an unexpected invitation. That kind of shift doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes, it comes with alignment. And when it does, all you need to do is say yes. So if this resonates, I encourage you to take a small but powerful step today. Write down a short declaration in the comments: I'm stepping into the light. Let it be a whisper to the universe that you're done dimming. That you're ready to be valued, to be supported, to shine without fear. You've earned this moment, not because of anything flashy but because of everything faithful. When a shift as profound as this begins to take shape, it's rarely loud. It moves quietly beneath the surface, like a gentle tide slowly pulling you towards something more aligned with your true nature. Libra, this moment in your journey isn't asking for performance, it's asking for surrender. The Queen of Pentacles in your spread speaks to the wisdom you've cultivated through years of nurturing others, holding stability in places that felt shaky, and offering calm in the middle of storms. She is not flashy. She doesn't chase approval. But she is rooted, centered, and unshakably aware of her worth. And right now, that's the version of you that's being called forward. Paired with the Six of Swords, this energy becomes a powerful metaphor for transition, not just physical, but emotional, mental, even relational. There are old identities being shed. Perhaps you've been tied to roles where your light had to dim for others to feel comfortable, or situations where your peacekeeping nature was misunderstood as passivity. Now, that chapter is closing. What lies ahead is a journey toward new shore spaces where your insight and balance won't be just welcomed, but needed. And then comes justice. How fitting for you, Libra. This card, your soul's mirror in the tarot, doesn't arrive without purpose. It's not about revenge or even fairness in the way the world defines it. No, this is about divine recalibration. It's about life gently correcting the imbalance, restoring what was lost, and honoring what was given in silence. This card appears when the scales begin to tip, not because you demanded it, but because you endured with integrity. You didn't force outcomes. You didn't manipulate energy. You simply stayed faithful to your truth, and that is exactly why the universe is now aligning to meet you. Sometimes, we think letting go means failure. But in reality, letting go is often the most powerful form of trust. Trust that there's more for you. Trust that your value isn't tied to how much you can hold together for everyone else. Trust that you are safe to move forward even if you don't have all the answers yet. It's okay to leave behind relationships that can't hold your growth, environments that don't reflect your values, or mindsets that whisper, "not enough," when you know, deep down, that you are. In my work guiding others through transition, I've seen how divine timing shows up in the quietest ways. A closed door, a delayed message, a canceled plan. And then suddenly, an invitation arrives. A shift begins. A path clears. Sometimes it looks like coincidence, but you and I both know better. And perhaps, like many who walk in faith, you've learned that blessings rarely shout. They whisper. They land softly, often in the middle of our ordinary days, reminding us that everything, yes, even the setbacks, has been leading somewhere. So if you're feeling a pull to move on from something that once felt like home, let this be your permission. If you're sensing that your peace costs too much to keep certain things alive, this is your sign that you're allowed to choose yourself without guilt. God doesn't rush. The universe doesn't hurry. But it always arrives on time. And right now, Libra, it's arriving for you. As we continue, take a quiet moment and ask yourself, what have I outgrown that I'm still holding onto out of habit, fear, or duty? Then, if you feel moved to, share a word or number in the comments that reflects this shift, your release, your readiness, your return to self. This is the part of your journey where you stop apologizing for your evolution and start walking forward with grace. You're not leaving anything behind. You're walking toward everything that's already yours. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when the lines between background and center stage begin to blur, not because you've demanded attention, but because your wisdom, lived experience, and quiet strength have finally reached a frequency that cannot be ignored. Libra, this moment is about stepping into the position you were always meant to hold. The Hierophant card in your reading reflects this beautifully. It's not just about structure or tradition, it's about stepping into leadership that honors truth, uplifts communities, and brings together the disconnected pieces of the world around you. Unlike loud ambition or flashy recognition, the role you are stepping into now is rooted in integrity. You are not here to perform. You are here to align. And this alignment comes from years of holding space for others, discerning truth from noise, and choosing depth over popularity. The Hierophant often represents systems: educational, spiritual, governmental, institutional. But in this context, it is a mirror of your readiness to be the ethical center of something larger than yourself. Whether that's within a team, an organization, a community, or a family system, you are being entrusted with more because you have proven yourself to be a faithful steward of the little. Think about how you've spent your recent years. You weren't just surviving, you were observing, learning, cultivating a unique lens through which to see complexity. Now, that lens is being sought after. You are the bridge between two realms, the realm of old power and new purpose, the language of traditional success and the rising vocabulary of collective well-being. And while others may still chase visibility, you're being invited in to influence the kind that leaves ripples, not just results. From an energetic perspective, this is what happens when your inner frequency becomes strong enough to restructure the outer. The law of attraction teaches that like attracts like, but there's a more advanced layer to this. You begin to attract what matches your healed self, not just your hopeful self. And Libra, you've done the work. You've balanced the scales within you long enough that now, they begin to balance around you. You're no longer simply reflecting harmony, becoming the axis it turns upon. In practical terms, this could manifest as invitations to lead, mentor, advise, or create. You may be called to speak where you once only listened, to write what you once only read, or to build what you once only supported from afar. The beauty here is that you don't need to change to step into this role, you need only to reveal. The version of you that others are finally recognizing has always been there. The difference now is that they are ready. And so are you. There's also something quietly divine about this moment. Not in the religious sense, but in the way the right opportunities arrive when you stop chasing and start standing. I've seen it again and again. A person surrenders their need to be seen, and suddenly they're sought out. A door they didn't knock on opens. A conversation they never planned turns into a breakthrough. These moments don't always come with applause, they come with alignment. And alignment always finds those who are faithful in the unseen. So if you feel something stirring within you, an invitation, a responsibility, or even a quiet knowing that you're meant for more, let this message be your confirmation. You're not being pulled into the spotlight to be consumed by it. You're being placed where your light can guide others. You're not outside the story anymore. You're a defining part of it. If this resonates, I invite you to share that knowing. Drop a comment below with a word, a phrase, or simply say, "I'm ready to take my seat." That simple act of writing it down becomes more than a comment, it becomes a commitment. A bridge between what you sense and what you're stepping into. Because Libra, the world doesn't just need your present seat, needs your perspective. And the time to share it is now. Just before a door opens, there's often a strange stillness, a sense of anticipation so subtle, it almost feels like nothing is happening at all. But Libra, that stillness is sacred. It's not emptiness, it's preparation. And right now, you are standing at the threshold of something you've energetically been aligning with for a long time. Everything up until now, your reflections, your healing, your quiet endurance has led you to this exact space. But before you walk through that open door, there's a final invitation from the universe, to get grounded, to get clear, and to get honest with yourself about your readiness to receive. There are moments in life when preparation isn't external, it's internal. You don't need to fix, hustle, or force anything to happen. You only need to create the space inside you for what's coming. That's why this phase is less about doing and more about allowing. This is your chance to shift from waiting to welcoming. From doubting to deserving. Start by putting it into words. Writing, even in its simplest form, is a powerful energetic signal. When you say, "I'm ready to receive what's mine. I trust my next surprise," you are not just declaring your hope, you are affirming your alignment. You are speaking as someone who believes the universe knows what it's doing, and that what's meant for you doesn't need to be chased, only welcomed. But receiving isn't always easy, especially for someone like you, someone who has spent years giving, holding space for others, and finding value in being needed. That's why the second step is just as vital. Give yourself permission to receive without guilt. Let yourself feel the joy, the abundance, the recognition, without explaining it away or minimizing it. You don't have to prove your worth to accept what's already yours. The third shift is the most transformative. It's changing the inner script that says, "I have to earn this," to "I am safe to receive this." When you stop trying to prove your value, you begin to live from it. You stop chasing opportunities and start attracting alignment. That's not arrogance, it's embodiment. Supporting this energetic shift means treating your body and your mind with the same reverence. One of the simplest, yet most profound practices I recommend is grounding. Every morning, even just for 5 minutes, place your hand over your heart, take a few slow breaths, and remind yourself, "I am here. I am ready. I am enough." This brings you back into your body, where all intuitive knowing begins. From a physiological standpoint, adding B-complex vitamins to your routine can support your nervous system, especially during times of energetic expansion. And never underestimate the power of community. When you're stepping into something new, you're not meant to do it alone. Share your vision, speak your dreams, gather others who are also rising, because momentum multiplies in shared space. And if you're still wondering if any of this actually works, if it really matters whether you declare, or breathe, or shift your mindset, let me tell you something that might help. Last week, someone in our Zodiac Whisper Tarot community left a comment with that exact affirmation: "I'm ready to receive what's mine." They had no expectations, just intention. And a few days later, they received a messagey and unexpected opportunity from someone they thought had forgotten them entirely. A moment of divine timing disguised as a simple reply. You don't have to force your breakthrough, Libra. You just have to stand in the space where it can land. So take the breath, write the words, open your arms, because what's coming isn't random. It's deeply personal. And it's almost here. Libra, you didn't stumble upon this video by accident. You were drawn here, perhaps quietly, perhaps with a question in your heart, but no matter how you arrived, the message remains the same. You are no longer meant to hide your light. You are here to lead with it. There's something so powerful in being recognized, not for what you do, but for who you are when no one's looking. And that's what today has been about: finally being seen for the calm you bring to chaos, for the silent strength you've carried while holding everyone else together, for the way you balance the world simply by being you. The journey you've walked hasn't always been easy, and maybe you've often wondered if anyone noticed. But now, the energy has shifted. You're no longer walking alone. You're being positioned. Not to compete, but to complete something bigger than you ever imagined. The next chapter of your life isn't going to require a louder voice. It will require deeper roots. It won't ask you to be someone else's, it will ask you to be more of who you already are. And what if that version of you, the one that leads with grace and intuition, is exactly what this world needs? So I ask you now, Libra, are you ready to step into your role not just as a seeker, but as a guide? Are you willing to show up, not just for others, but finally, fully, for yourself? Are you prepared to allow yourself to receive what has always been meant for you, even if it arrives in unexpected ways? Take a moment to reflect on the messages you've heard today. What resonated? What part of your heart felt seen? And more importantly, what part of your life are you ready to transform, starting now? If this message stirred something within you, I invite you to declare it. In the comments below, write the number or word that immediately comes to mind, the one that feels like a sign, a confirmation, or a commitment to yourself. This isn't just for engagement. This is a practice in energetic alignment. It's you saying to the universe, I am ready. I am open. I believe. And if this reading has touched you in any way, I ask from my heart, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this message with another Libra who may need it just as much as you did. Every action you take here helps ripple this healing forward. Every comment, every view, every share creates a field of momentum that extends beyond what we can see. At Zodiac Whisper Tarot, you are not just a viewer. You are part of a sacred space, a collective of grounded, awakened souls choosing to live intentionally, spiritually, and courageously. You belong here. And your energy, your presence, matters deeply. So as we close this chapter together, remember this: the light at your feet has been waiting for your steps. The door before you is not locked, it's simply waiting for your hand. The next big surprise isn't somewhere far away. It's already approaching. And all it asks of you is to be ready. Thank you for spending this sacred time with me. I'm so honored to walk beside you. I'll see you again in the next reading. Until then, trust, receive, and remember, your light is not too much. It's just in time.